What happens when you follow all the rules for retirement and still feel lost in the fine print? Today's story isn't dramatic, but it is deeply real. It's about quiet confusion and one man's search for clarity amid all the noise.
Welcome to Retirement Red Flags, where we unpack real stories from real retirees who've saved well, but still wonder what they might be missing.
Meet Ray. Ray spent decades working in New York, taking every 401k deduction he could. No matching, no frills, just steady saving. Now in his 70s, he's dealing with a move, some medical issues, and trying to make sense of his next chapter.
When we first spoke, Ray was wary. He said all these places want 1 to 2% of your assets, but no one tells you what they'll actually do. And that made sense. He wasn't coming from fear, just exhaustion. Exhaustion from ads, paperwork, and the sense that no one was truly listening.
And then, right in the middle of the conversation, Ray starts telling me about lanternflies. Apparently, they're this invasive species spreading because of global shipping. And I thought, this is it, this is retirement. One minute you're talking about tax brackets, the next you're swatting bugs in your backyard. Life doesn't pause just because you have a 401k.
What Ray really wanted was a roadmap. He said, I'm at about a 35 or 40 out of 100 on confidence in my plan. Not because he hadn't saved, but because he didn't know how to use what he'd saved. He was facing high taxes, looming RMDs, and shaky health insurance. I'm not sure who to leave things to, he admitted. My relatives haven't been very kind to me.
That's when the conversation shifted. Ray wasn't just looking for tax strategies, he was looking for dignity, control, and meaning. He mentioned maybe setting up a scholarship, but only if he could ensure it would go to someone who actually deserved it.
That's when it clicked. Ray realized this isn't just about avoiding taxes. It's about defining a legacy on his terms. And for the first time in the call, his voice softened. He was less guarded and more grounded.
We walked him through a few strategies, things like a living trust he could draft himself before bringing in a lawyer, or ways to tie legacy giving to clear values.
That was Ray's aha moment. It's not about how much I leave behind, he said. It's about how intentionally I leave it.
And that changes everything, because when your money has direction, your mind can rest. Ray didn't have all the answers yet, but he had a clearer path, and that mattered.
If you're in that same space, unsure where to start, the retirement checklist is a great first step. Even if you're not ready to act, it helps you see what red flags to look for.
Retirement is not just a financial finish line. It's a life transition, one that deserves thought, care, and maybe even a few conversations about lanternflies along the way. So if you want more stories like Ray's, or you're ready to take that first step toward clarity, visit us anytime at retirementredflags.com.
Until next time, keep asking the smart questions and keep an eye out for those red flags.